Hi everyone, it is Audrey and today I'm going to get back to you about my November no spend. So we did overall pretty well. So overall I did really well. I stayed under budget for my food budget, which was, I allowed myself to eat out. Oh, apparently it updated. Cool, didn't know that it was doing that, so it's gonna take a minute. So if you didn't see my last video, I would definitely suggest checking it out, but basically I was on a November no buy. So essentially I was just not allowing myself to buy any kind of clothes, makeup, accessories, anything like that, because I had enough. The exceptions were gifts for other people, and I had $50 to spend on food and eating out for the month. So basically I was not supposed to spend any money on anything besides those things. I was allowed to buy some things for my Etsy business, which I did. I would say I almost went over budget on that, but it's totally fine. I actually did have my very first Etsy sale, which is super amazing. I was so excited about that. I actually had my first 2 Etsy sales. So I made about $40 on Etsy. If you want to check out my Etsy, the link is down below, and yeah, essentially that was the rules, and I'm going to tell you now how I did. Today is November 30th, so the last day of the month. Technically, you know, I could go on a binge in the next 10 hours, because it's about 4 now. 8 hours. In the next 8 hours I could go on a binge and completely break it, but so there are a couple technicalities that I broke that I'm going to start with. So I bought myself a winter coat, and my mom paid me back for it for a Christmas gift. So I just basically use it through my credit card to get the points. Yeah. Also I bought myself some like eye masks. I wear them a lot. They aren't these, but you know, these things. And I wear those a lot to sleep. They really help me because my room has a lot of light and I can't close my door because of that one. Her food is in here, and then her bathroom is in a different room because it used to be in this room and it just got a little stinky, you know? I think in the end I actually did go about $5 over on my eating out budget. So I was doing really well until last night. I went to Shake Shack and I was just in the area and I was like, oh, Shake Shack sounds good, and then my order ended up being $15, which is kind of a lot considering I got a 6-piece of chicken nuggets, some french fries, and a shake. I mean, I know shakes are kind of expensive, but that like evens out to about $5 per item. I'm not sure exactly like what the breakdown was, but that's just kind of really expensive, and I just wasn't expecting that to be so pricey. So these are the ways that I kind of fudged it a little bit. So I have 2 ways that I track what I'm doing. I use the Mint app, and I also have a spreadsheet on my Apple numbers. So yes, it's saying I have $53 left for the month, which just comes from my fun, food, and shopping category, which I always give myself $250. So some of these things still have to go into fun, food, and shopping, even though they're not so fun or food, but they are shopping. So some things that I bought this month, my Spotify was $5. I wasn't gonna cut that out just for the month. I got charged for Disney Plus for the entire year this month, so that was a really big charge. Well, the first way that I broke my shopping ban was I bought a pin. This is the first ever pin that Disney has made with Queen Anna on it, so I really wanted it, and I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to get sold out. I'm realizing now, probably pretty stupid because it's probably a open release pin, but I still wanted to get it nonetheless because that is my favorite character, and technically pins were not in my no buy, but it gets worse. So yeah, I ended up going to Sephora and I bought myself skincare. So I bought myself a travel size of the polypeptide cream by Drunk Elephant. Per ounce, it's cheaper to do that, to buy it, because you also do get another makeup removing serum. So I just figured I'm getting 2 products for the price of 1, because you can also just buy the smaller version of the face cream, but it's the same price, so I figured just 2 for 1, so that makes it about like $25 total. So it makes it about like less than $15 per item. So I'm pretty happy with that. That doesn't count at all. I had some like Target charges and stuff, but just buying food and stuff. And then here comes my real failure of the month. Black Friday hit. I was having a bad time. I work in retail on Black Friday. I worked both of my jobs on Black Friday in a row. I worked 13 hours. And so the morning before Black Friday, I treated myself to a Loungefly bag. I will try and put up a picture of it. Sometimes I have issues doing that, but I'll try and put up a picture of it. It's the new Harry Potter bag. I know that we're not like super fans of like Harry Potter anymore. Like I know they're a little bit problematic now. But this bag was just too cute to pass up. Remind me of the Disney World bags that I have, or the castle bags that I have. I have both of them. I have them for Disneyland and Disney World. It's a problem, okay? I have a problem. This is why I had to do this no buy. So yeah, and basically the reason I bought it is because I know multiple people who have Disney bags, or bags that they take to the theme parks, and you don't want a bag, you don't want to take a Disney bag to a Universal park, you know? And so I just thought this will be my Universal bag for when I move to Florida and I get a Universal pass. I know I shouldn't do that, but I know that this bag is gonna sell out. Like I know it. And the way that I think about with these Loungefly bags is that if you go online and look up the Loungefly castle bags, they're literally going for $200. Like I could turn around and sell it for more than 50% profit. Like the return on investment, if I were to sell it, is there. So I always try and justify it with myself, and I know I shouldn't do that, but when they sell out Loungefly bags, at least right now, do keep their value, especially if they haven't been used. So if I ever like needed the money real quick, I could always sell it. Especially if I gave it more of a discount. Like if I sold it for like $150, I feel like more people would buy it than if it was like $200. But if you ever see a Loungefly bag that you want that's on a seller, always check, because I've definitely seen some of those sellers trying to sell bags that you can still buy from other stores. And I just don't understand. Like you can buy it online, like anyone can buy it for like $100 cheaper. So always check, because I think that they're a little bit of a ripoff if you can still buy the item for cheaper. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I'll just go over my other categories really quickly. Let's see, so I have a car payment of about $155 a month. This month, it's either $155 or $145. I always pay $200 though, because this is just so little money that like $50 extra doesn't make a big difference. This month, however, I paid $800 towards my car, just because I'm trying to pay that down. For business services, I spent $138. So that's just things I bought for my Etsy shop. This month was particularly expensive because I had to buy a scale and shipping supplies, and I did buy some fabric and stuff. They were doing a really great Black Friday weekend sale, and I got some fabrics at 75% or 70% off, which is unheard of, crazy. I spent $127 on gifts. Of course, it is going to be gift giving season here soon. It's almost Christmas, so that's why that was so high. I also did have a friend's birthday. I still need to ship out her birthday present, but she knows it's going to be a little late this month. And I spent $29 on work clothes. So I originally had spent more than this. I had made an exception. I recently started a job at a new place and I have to wear a specific type of outfit. And so I have given myself a little bit of money to be able to buy myself a few pieces of clothing so that I'll have enough to wear. I don't want to go too overboard, and I think that after this month I'm done buying stuff. There's one specific item that I'm still looking for, which is just like a hoodie. I'm looking for like a zip-up hoodie with nothing like fancy, you know, like fur or anything, for a pretty decent price. But other than that, I'm done kind of with work stuff. So those are my categories, and then I also put some money into savings. This has been the highest income month of the year. Obviously we had COVID. I have had a raise since I got a raise probably 2 months ago. Well, not a raise, I just started a new job, and that, you know, I'm making more money at this new job. My hourly rate went up, so overall this is the best income month I've had this year, which is super exciting. And overall, I know that I kind of slipped up in a couple of places. I bought myself that pin, I bought myself that backpack, but overall I feel really, really happy. I don't think I've ever come this far under budget on my fun, food, and shopping category. On Mint, I had to make that category on my own under miscellaneous, so it's miscellaneous fun, food, and shopping that I made. And the reason I put them together is because together I only wanted to be spending $250. And the other thing that you could do is separate them out and then, you know, toggle between the two price or the two budget, like what you have left, because I could spend less on food and more on shopping, or less on shopping and more on food, and still be even. But I just like to do it this way. But yes, so basically that is my month in finances. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I know that I technically failed, but it was a lot to show myself that I can do this. I also don't think that no-buys in general are super healthy for some people. I think it definitely can help some people. I know like Hannah Louise Poston, she talks about it all the time. And I definitely think I have compulsive tendencies when it comes to shopping. And she's talked about this too, where people are like, oh, well, like, just think about it for a day, and then, like, you know, if you still want it tomorrow, like, you know you really want it. And it's like, no, I will obsess over a thing until I get it, and then I will find a new thing and obsess over it until the next thing. So that's definitely how I used to be, and sometimes I still do give in to that. But like with this Loungefly, even though I had only found it like 2 days earlier, but I had been thinking about getting a universal bag before, and I know that I shouldn't buy things for my potential future self, that like, who knows if I ever even move to Florida. I think I'll definitely have a chance to use this bag at some point. Anyway, my point is that I think that for some people, no buys can really not work, especially, and I think I'm one of those people. I think it's the same as like a crash diet. If I don't spend money and I'm like constantly having to be like, no, 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 don't buy it, no, I will crash and burn and have a month like last month where I spent my entire paycheck on just fun things. I don't think I spent my entire paycheck, like half my paycheck, on just fun things. Just really fun things that I don't need. So I just don't think that no buys are for me. I think it more needs to be like a low buy, which is what I've been on all year. And has it always been perfect? Have I always come out to $250? No. But is that okay? Yes. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching. I don't think that I'll be doing another no buy very soon. I think that I could do like a low buy. I think maybe what I'll do is I'll set myself a lower budget and not absolutely cut it out from myself, and just be like, you know what, my budget is $50 for this month, or my budget is $100 for myself instead of $250 potentially. and be like $50 for food, $50 for shopping. And the other thing that I learned really big this month was that I don't need to spend money eating out. I was just as happy with the meal choices that I chose to make at home and meal prep as I would have been eating out. I bought these family Rao's dinner things from Target. They're like lasagna, and I split them up, I think, into 6 different pieces. They are kind of small, I will say. I take breaks every 2 hours at work, so if I have a smaller lunch, it's not that big of a deal because then I'll have a snack in 2 hours anyway. So they're quite small pieces, I would say, and it's about $10 for the whole thing. But when you break that up into 6, then, you know, it's about like $1.60, $1 and, you know, it's less than $2 a serving. So it's really not that bad. And even if you did it into quarters, it would still be less than, yeah, so it'd be about $2.50 even if you split it into fourths. So that's really not that bad. I've been bringing my own drinks, and I think that's really been making a difference. I noticed that there were some points when I got lazy in the month, and I just need to really start bringing my drinks, even if I need to bring 2 or 3 in order to have enough drinks. But yeah, so I think that moving forward, I'm going to try and eat out less. And I noticed some differences too on a few different things. On the scale, I was down to a weight that I haven't been since like high school, which is wild. I've since like gone back. It's not like a humongous difference, but I noticed a difference on the scale. I noticed a difference. I just definitely noticed a difference in my, you know, obviously my bank account. So I'm super happy with how this month turned out, even though I kind of did technically fail at my no-buy. But I'm still really happy with how this went. And I think that sometimes you need to take the fact that, okay, I had a little pit stop, I had a little bit of a mess up, but, you know, I didn't go completely overboard. I didn't say, oh, you know, I bought this bag, well, my no-buy is ruined, or oh, I bought this pin, my no-buy is ruined. Like, better go and, you know, spend $700 more, you know? Like, I think it's, if I can just continue on a course where I'm just buying like 1 or 2 things a month, that would be super amazing. I'd be super happy with that. Oh, and the other thing I was going to say as well is I did have a couple of returns, which kind of help make up for the fact that I bought that pin and I bought that bag. So yeah, so I kind of broke even with returns. If that makes it better, technically that's like a gray area in my no-buy. And also, I did forget to mention things that are kind of gray. This isn't about like how many items I own, although I think that I want to start maybe selling some stuff online and stuff. But I did also get a free item from one of my jobs. So I was really excited about that. I got a free shirt. So it could have been anything that I wanted, but I picked out a shirt. And yeah, just as a, you know, thank you for sticking with us through COVID. But yeah, so that is kind of everything that happened this month. A good financial picture of what happened this month. I can go over the percentages, which probably let you figure out how much I make in a year, or made this month. It's not a lot. It's not interesting, I promise you. Okay, I thought I lost my entire spreadsheet because when everything updated, it just was just called something different and it just wasn't in the same spot. But I did my percentages. I always do this. I keep track of a whole bunch of things. I keep track of my credit limit because I have cards that will just up my credit limit and not even tell me. I keep track of my credit score just because I just think it's interesting to see it over time, and my bank only lets me, or the credit tracking thing that I use only lets me track it up to 6 months, so I want to be able to see it for longer than that. which right now is not that much. So for fun, I spent 9% of my income. For my car, I spent 40% of my income, but again, I'm trying to pay that down, and I'm actually pretty happy with that because I don't have any housing costs or anything like that. I did not put any money into my Roth IRA this month. However, my Roth IRA is doing super, super well right now, so I'm super happy with that. I think I've made like about $100, and I think I put $500 in and I made about $100, so I'm really happy with that. And I feel like things are high right now, so I don't really want to buy in. I know that's like not the rule that you're supposed to go with, but I don't know. I have a hard time with like putting money towards that because I'm like, oh, but I can't touch it for so long. I have so long. And it's like, I know that you need to start putting away now, and like that's how it works. But I don't know. It's like a weird mental block that I just need to get over, especially because I'm like, well, I have more immediate needs. Like, I want to save up to buy a condo in 5 years, so anyway, so for savings, I saved 36% of my income, which is $716. And Etsy, I spent about 7% of my income on, so that's even less than 10%, so I'm not really mad about how much I spent on that. And on other, I spent 8% of my income, so about 157, which is like gifts and work and stuff like that. So that's a breakdown of my income this month and everything, and my low buy, and how everything just kind of worked out. So thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more Disney and more financial content, please subscribe. I would love if you did that. But yeah, until the next one, thanks so much for watching. Bye!